You just closed a trade early. Again. Price hit your target 10 minutes later, without you. You knew the setup was right. You knew the stop was in the right place. You knew the plan said hold. And you still couldn't do it. That's not a strategy problem. That's a level 3 problem. And most traders are stuck there without even knowing it. There are 5 levels to this game. Level 1 is gambling. Level 5 is the trader who's still profitable 5 years from now. And the gap between them has nothing to do with indicators, timeframes, or chart patterns. It's what's happening inside your head while the candle is moving. Most traders never make it past level 2. Let me show you why. Level 1 doesn't look like trading. It looks like gambling with extra steps. This one feels right. That's the whole thesis. No plan, no stop loss, just a gut feeling and a full-size position. You open a trade because the chart looks bullish. You couldn't explain why if someone asked, but you're already calculating the profit, already imagining the screenshot you'll post. The setup isn't a setup, it's a vibe. When it works, and sometimes it does, you feel like a genius. You text your friend, you think about quitting your job, you start sizing up because clearly you've figured this out. When it doesn't work, you double down, or you hold, or you close the app and pretend it's not happening. And that's the trap, because gambling works just often enough to keep you hooked. Every random win teaches you the worst possible lesson, that you don't need a process, that instinct is enough, that planning is for people who aren't naturally talented. You might have indicators on your chart, RSI, moving averages, maybe even Fibonacci levels, but you're not following them. You're decorating your gambling with technical analysis. The indicators are there so the screen looks professional while you flip a coin. The level 1 trader doesn't lose because the market is hard. He loses because he's not actually trading. He's playing a slot machine with candlesticks on it. The exit from level 1 isn't a better strategy. It's admitting you don't have one. Level 2. This is where most traders live, and most traders die. Level 2 is the most dangerous level because it feels like progress. It feels like you're doing everything right. You're learning, watching videos, reading books, backtesting, filling notebooks with rules and setups and screenshots. You've tried 3 strategies this month. You can explain what a liquidity sweep is. You know what an order block looks like. You've probably watched more trading content than most profitable traders ever will, and you still can't make money. Here's what level 2 actually is: an addiction to learning disguised as preparation. You're not preparing, you're hiding, because as long as you're still learning, you don't have to face the thing that actually scares you, which is committing to one approach and finding out if you can make it work. New strategy every 2 weeks, not because the last one failed, because it had one losing trade, one red day, and suddenly it's broken. Suddenly there's a better system on someone else's YouTube channel. Suddenly your moving average crossover needs to be replaced with smart money concepts. The cycle looks like this: discovery, excitement, first loss, doubt, abandon, repeat. You're not testing strategies, you're auditioning them. And the audition ends the moment they stop being perfect. The truth level 2 traders don't want to hear: you already know enough. You've known enough for months, maybe longer. The information isn't the bottleneck. You are. You're using research as a shield against the emotional reality of risking real money on a single approach. The exit from level 2 isn't more knowledge. It's commitment to one system long enough to see it work. And that means sitting through losses without switching, sitting through drawdowns without Googling a new indicator, sitting with the uncomfortable possibility that your system is fine and you are the problem. Most traders never make this commitment. That's why most traders never leave level 2. Level 3 is where it gets real. You made the commitment. You have one strategy, backtested, rules written down, entry criteria, stop loss placement, target, all defined. Everything is structured. Everything is clear. On paper, it works. Your backtest says 55% win rate, positive expectancy, clear edge. But in real time, something breaks. The setup triggers. You enter. Price pulls back, and your chest tightens. Your hand moves toward the mouse. Not because your rules say to do anything, your rules say hold. But your body doesn't care about your rules right now. Your body is telling you something is wrong, that you need to do something, anything. You move the stop, just a little, giving it room. That's what you tell yourself. Or you close early, take the small win. Profit is profit. Another lie you tell yourself to avoid sitting with the discomfort. Or you skip the next trade entirely because the last one felt wrong. Not because it was wrong, it was a valid setup that hit your target after you closed it, but the feeling was bad. And feelings are running the show now. You know what to do. You physically cannot make yourself do it. This is the cruelest level, because the gap between your knowledge and your behavior is fully visible. You can see it. You can describe it. You can journal about it, and you still can't close it. The fear of loss is louder than the logic of probability. Your system wins 55% of the time. You know that. But when this trade is open with your money right now, it doesn't feel like a probability. It feels personal. It feels like proof of who you are. A green trade means you're smart. A red trade means you're a failure. And your brain would rather avoid the verdict entirely than risk being told you're wrong. The level 3 trader doesn't have a strategy problem. They have a trust problem. They don't trust the system. They don't trust the math. And underneath all of it, they don't trust themselves. The exit from level 3 isn't discipline. Discipline is what people say when they don't understand the problem. The exit is learning to be uncomfortable and doing nothing about it. Learning to feel the fear, feel the chest tighten, feel every part of your body screaming to intervene, and sitting on your hands anyway. Not because you're brave, because you've decided that the plan matters more than the feeling. Level 4 is quiet, and no one talks about this level because it's boring. No drama, no blown accounts, no revenge trades, no spirals, just execution. The level 4 trader, the operator, takes the trade, takes the loss, takes the next trade, moves on. The inner dialogue has changed completely. Level 1 says, I hope this works. Level 2 says, maybe this new strategy will work. Level 3 says, I know this works, but I'm scared. Level 4 says, this is just Tuesday. That shift from I'm scared to this is just Tuesday is the most valuable psychological transformation in trading. And it doesn't come from a course. It comes from hundreds of trades where you felt the fear and executed anyway, where you took the loss and nothing catastrophic happened, where you followed the plan and the plan worked, not every time, but over time. The operator doesn't celebrate wins, doesn't mourn losses. Both are just data points, entries in a spreadsheet, evidence that the system is running. When losing doesn't mean anything about you as a person, you stop avoiding it. You stop moving stops. You stop closing early. You stop skipping setups. And your edge, the one that was always there in the backtest, finally shows up in your live account. But level 4 has its own trap, and almost nobody warns you about it. The operator can become so mechanical, so attached to just following the system that they miss when conditions change. The market evolves, volatility shifts. The edge that worked for 6 months starts to decay, and the level 4 trader keeps executing a plan that no longer fits because deviating feels like regression, feels like going back to level 3. They confuse rigidity with discipline, and by the time they realize the system needs updating, they've already given back months of profit. The exit from level 4 isn't more consistency, it's knowing when consistency stops serving you. It's the ability to step back, evaluate, and adapt without losing the emotional control that got you here. Level 5. The Architect. The architect isn't the trader with the biggest account or the best win rate. The architect might not even be the most profitable trader in the room, but the architect is the one who will still be here in 5 years, 10 years, 20, because the architect has built a system around themselves, not around the market, around their own psychology. They know they overtrade on Mondays after losing Friday, so they have a rule: no trading Monday morning after a red Friday, written down, non-negotiable. They know they size up after 3 consecutive winners, so they have a cap. Maximum position size doesn't change regardless of streak. They know they get reckless after 2 p.m., so they stop at 1:30, not because the setups disappear, because they disappear. The version of them that trades well is gone by afternoon, and they've accepted that. The architect doesn't fight their psychology. They don't try to become a different person. They don't meditate their flaws away or willpower through their weaknesses. They engineer around them. Every rule in their playbook exists because they screwed up, studied the screw up, and built a guardrail so it can't happen again. Their system isn't just a trading strategy, it's a psychological infrastructure, a framework that protects them from the one variable no indicator can measure: themselves. The level 5 trader has accepted something most traders never will. The market doesn't need to change. The strategy doesn't need to change. You are the variable. You always were. Your fear, your ego, your need to be right, your discomfort with losing, your self-worth tied to your P&L, your inability to sit still when the chart is moving. All of it, every blown account, every moved stop, every revenge trade, traces back to you. And once you stop trying to fix the market and start engineering yourself, the account starts to look different. Not because you found a better system, not because the market got easier, because you finally became the person who could run one. So which level are you on? Be honest. Not which level you want to be on, which level you're actually operating at right now. Drop it in the comments. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. No judgment. Everyone started at level 1. The only question is whether you're moving forward or running the same level on repeat. Trading isn't a skill you learn once. It's a psychological game you play every single day. And the only traders who survive are the ones who stop looking for a better strategy and start building a better version of themselves. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.